Imagine standing on the edge of a vast desert, the sun blazing overhead, the sands of Egypt stretching endlessly before you. Somewhere beneath these dunes, or perhaps submerged in the turquoise depths of the Mediterranean, lies a secret that has eluded humanity for over 2,000 years: the tomb of Cleopatra VII, the last pharaoh of Egypt. Her name conjures visions of opulent palaces, forbidden romances, and a mind so sharp it bent empires to her will. Yet her final resting place remains one of history's greatest enigmas, a puzzle that has tantalized archaeologists, historians, and dreamers for centuries. Why has it stayed hidden? What treasures and truths might it hold? And what would its discovery mean for our understanding of a woman who shaped the ancient world? Welcome to the untold secrets of Cleopatra's lost tomb, a journey through time, science, and the enduring allure of a queen who defied the odds. Cleopatra wasn't merely a ruler. She was a phenomenon, a woman who wielded power in a world dominated by men. Born in 69 BCE, she ascended to the throne of Egypt at just 18, inheriting a kingdom on the brink of collapse. The Ptolemaic dynasty, her family, were not native Egyptians but Greeks, descendants of Ptolemy I, a trusted general of Alexander the Great. Yet Cleopatra embraced Egypt's culture with a passion her predecessors lacked. She was the first Ptolemy to speak Egyptian, a language that connected her to her people in a way that set her apart. She presented herself as the living embodiment of Isis, the goddess of magic, fertility, and motherhood, weaving a divine aura around her rule. Fluent in 9 languages, including Greek, Latin, and Hebrew, she was a polyglot whose intellect matched her ambition. Her charisma was legendary, not just in seducing powerful men but in captivating entire nations. Her life was a tapestry of drama, strategy, and spectacle. At 21, she forged an alliance with Julius Caesar, Rome's greatest general, sealing it with a romance that produced a son, Caesar. This wasn't just a love affair. It was a calculated move to secure Egypt's future against Rome's growing power. After Caesar's assassination in 44 BCE, Cleopatra turned to Mark Antony, another Roman titan. Their partnership was both political and personal, a union that bore 3 children: Cleopatra, Selene, Alexander Helios, and Ptolemy Philadelphus, and challenged Rome's dominance. Together, they envisioned a new empire, with Alexandria as its radiant capital, a city to rival Rome itself. But their dreams crumbled at the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE, where Octavian, later known as Augustus, defeated their combined forces. Cleopatra, refusing to be paraded as a trophy in Rome, chose death. The story we've all heard says she clutched an asp, letting its venom end her life. Though some scholars argue she used a poison, a more controlled exit for a woman who planned every move. Mark Antony, her partner in love and war, fell on his sword, dying in her arms. Ancient sources suggest they were buried together, but the location of their tomb vanished from history's pages. The mystery of Cleopatra's tomb is like chasing a mirage across the desert. Ancient texts offer fragments of clues, but no clear map. The Roman historian Plutarch, writing a century after her death, describes her final moments with poetic flourish, but is vague about her burial site. The Greek geographer Strabo, a contemporary, notes that Alexandria was the heart of her world, suggesting her tomb would be nearby, likely a grand mausoleum befitting a goddess queen. In Cleopatra's time, Alexandria was a jewel of the ancient world, a city of marble palaces, bustling markets, and the Pharos lighthouse, one of the 7 wonders. The Great Library of Alexandria, a beacon of knowledge, thrived under her patronage. Her tomb would have been a masterpiece. Golden sarcophagi, walls carved with scenes of her divine persona, treasures reflecting her wealth and power. But Alexandria's landscape has changed dramatically. Earthquakes between the 4th and 14th centuries sank parts of the city into the Mediterranean. Modern buildings cover ancient ruins. The tomb could be buried under sand, submerged in water, or lost to time. Let's dive into the leading theories about its location. One of the most compelling points to Taposiris Magna, a temple complex 45 kilometers west of Alexandria. Dominican archaeologist Kathleen Martinez has spent over 15 years excavating this site. Driven by a bold hypothesis, Taposiris Magna, dedicated to Isis and Osiris, aligns with Cleopatra's self-identification as the goddess Isis, with Mark Antony as her divine counterpart, Osiris. Martinez's team has uncovered tantalizing evidence: coins stamped with Cleopatra's profile, a cemetery with high-status burials, and a network of tunnels beneath the temple, some stretching toward the sea. One tunnel, carved into the bedrock, could lead to a hidden chamber. The site's religious significance, combined with its proximity to Alexandria, makes it a strong candidate. Martinez believes Cleopatra chose this sacred place to cement her divine legacy. Yet skeptics argue there's no definitive proof, no inscription, no royal sarcophagus. The tunnels are promising, but they could belong to another era or purpose. Still, Martinez's discoveries, from alabaster statues to Greek-style mosaics, keep the theory alive, with each find sparking global headlines. Another theory places the tomb in Alexandria's royal quarter, now partially underwater. In Cleopatra's day, her palace stood on the waterfront, part of a sprawling complex of gardens, colonnades, and opulent halls. Earthquakes and rising sea levels submerged much of this area, turning palaces into underwater ruins. Underwater archaeologist Frank Gaudio has spent decades mapping Alexandria's sunken harbor, uncovering statues, sphinxes, and columns from the Ptolemaic era. His team has found artifacts linked to Cleopatra, including a bust that might depict her and a granite block inscribed with her name. Could her tomb lie beneath the waves, preserved in the silt? The idea is thrilling, but the challenges are daunting. Murky waters, strong currents, and layers of sediment make underwater excavations slow and costly. Parts of the royal quarter also lie beneath modern Alexandria, buried under concrete and asphalt. Digging there would require navigating a bustling city, a logistical and political nightmare. Could the tomb have been destroyed or looted? Octavian, after defeating Cleopatra, had every reason to erase her legacy. He executed her son Caesarion to eliminate any rival to his throne, and may have ordered the tomb's treasure scattered or its location obscured. Ancient tomb raiders, notorious for plundering royal burials, could have stripped it bare, leaving nothing but dust. Egypt's shifting sands or rising seas might have obliterated any trace. Yet Cleopatra's status as a near-mythical figure suggests her tomb was built to endure, perhaps with hidden chambers or secret passages, a common feature in royal burials to thwart looters. Some speculate it was designed to be inaccessible, a final act of defiance by a queen who never surrendered. What would we find if we uncovered the tomb? Picture a chamber glittering with gold, sarcophagi adorned with jewels, statues of Isis and Osiris standing guard, their eyes painted with eerie realism. Cleopatra, a patron of the Library of Alexandria, might have included scrolls her own writings, diplomatic letters, or scientific treatises. These could reveal her strategies, her thoughts, even her voice. Imagine finding a papyrus where she reflects on her alliance with Caesar or her love for Antony. Forensic analysis of her remains could settle age-old debates. Did she die by snakebite, as Plutarch claims, or by poison, as modern scholars suggest? Her bones could tell us her age, her health, her diet, perhaps even her appearance. Was she the radiant beauty of Hollywood legend, or did her power stem from her intellect and charisma? Mark Antony's remains could confirm their shared burial, shedding light on their relationship. Was it a grand romance, a political alliance, or both? Artifacts like jewelry, weapons, or ritual objects could illuminate Ptolemaic Egypt's trade networks, artistic styles, and religious practices, offering a window into a vanished world. The science behind the search is as captivating as the history. Ground-penetrating radar scans the desert for hidden voids, detecting anomalies that could be chambers or walls. Satellite imagery maps ancient landscapes, revealing buried structures invisible to the naked eye. Underwater drones probe Alexandria's harbor, navigating silt and debris to scan the seabed. At Tapa Sirius Magna, Martinez's team uses 3D modeling to explore tunnels, some stretching hundreds of meters through the bedrock. In the harbor, Gaudio's sonar detects shapes that could be walls or sarcophagi. These technologies have transformed archaeology, allowing us to peer beneath sand and sea. But Egypt's environment is unforgiving. Sandstorms bury sites, saltwater corrodes artifacts, and urban sprawl limits access. Every discovery a coin with Cleopatra's face, a fragment of a royal statue fuels hope, but the tomb remains just out of reach. Why does this mystery grip us? Cleopatra's story transcends time. She was a woman who ruled in a man's world, outwitting rivals and seducing empires. She spoke 9 languages, negotiated with Rome's titans, and gambled everything on her vision of a new world order. Her death didn't end her story. It birthed a legend. Shakespeare immortalized her in his play Antony and Cleopatra, portraying her as a tragic heroine. Hollywood cast her as a seductress, from Claudette Colbert to Elizabeth Taylor. Yet these portrayals often oversimplify her, reducing a brilliant strategist to a femme fatale. Finding her tomb could restore her voice, revealing the woman behind the myth. Was she the romantic of Shakespeare's verse, the seductress of Roman propaganda, or a calculated ruler who played the hand she was dealt? The stakes of discovery go beyond history. Egypt guards its heritage fiercely, and finding Cleopatra's tomb would spark global debate. Would it become a tourist magnet, like Tutankhamun's tomb, drawing millions to Egypt's shores? Or would it reignite calls to repatriate artifacts taken by colonial powers? The British Museum and the Louvre hold Ptolemaic relics, from statues to Would Egypt demand their return? The tomb could also shift how we see Cleopatra in modern times. Some view her as a feminist icon, a woman who wielded power against impossible odds. Others see her as a victim of Roman misogyny, painted as a seductress to diminish her legacy. Still others see a ruthless politician, willing to sacrifice anything for her throne. Her tomb might reveal which version is closest to the truth, or add new layers to the debate. Let's imagine the moment of discovery. A team at Tapa Sirius Magna drills through a sealed stone door, revealing a chamber untouched for centuries. Torchlight catches the gleam of golden sarcophagi, carved with hieroglyphs and Greek inscriptions. Statues of Isis and Osiris stand sentinel, their painted eyes seeming to watch the intruders. Cleopatra's mummy, wrapped in linen, wears a golden mask, her features serene yet regal. Beside her, Mark Antony's armor rests, rusted but proud, a testament to their shared fate. Jars sealed with wax hold papyrus letters to Antony, decrees to her people, perhaps even a diary of her final days. The air is thick with the weight of history, the silence broken only by the archaeologists' gasps. Outside, the world watches, breathless as news spreads. Cleopatra's tomb is found. The search presses on, relentless and hopeful. Martinez's team at Taposiris Magna uncovers new tunnels each season, each one a potential path to the prize. Gaudio's divers probe deeper into Alexandria's harbor, mapping submerged ruins with cutting-edge tech. Independent explorers scour Egypt's deserts, chasing local legends and ancient texts. Every year brings fresh headlines: a new tunnel discovered, a sphinx unearthed, a coin bearing Cleopatra's profile. Yet the tomb slips through our fingers, a testament to its maker's cunning. Cleopatra, who outsmarted empires in life, still holds her secrets close in death. This isn't just a hunt for a tomb, it's a quest for truth. Cleopatra's life was a masterclass in power, love, and survival. She ruled the kingdom on the brink, allied with Rome's greatest men, and left a legacy that echoes through art, literature, and film. Her tomb could unlock her final chapter, revealing the woman behind the legend. Was she a romantic, dying for love? A pragmatist, staging her death to protect her legacy? Or something more, a queen who knew her story would captivate the world for millennia? The clues are out there, buried in sand or sea, waiting for the right moment, the right explorer. But the search is more than archaeology. It's a mirror to our own time. Cleopatra's story resonates because she was a woman who defied expectations, a ruler who wielded power in a world that sought to limit her. Her tomb could challenge our assumptions, forcing us to rethink her life and her world. It could reveal new details about Ptolemaic Egypt, its economy, its art, its connections to Rome and beyond. It could show us how Cleopatra saw herself, not as Rome's enemy, but as Egypt's savior. And it could remind us that history is never static. Each discovery rewrites the past, reshaping how we see the present. The global fascination with Cleopatra extends beyond academia. Her story has inspired countless works, from Renaissance paintings to modern video games. She's a symbol of beauty, power, and tragedy, a figure who transcends cultures. In Egypt, she's a national icon, a reminder of a time when the country rivaled Rome. In the West, she's a romantic heroine, a tragic lover, a cunning queen. Finding her tomb would amplify this fascination, sparking new books, films, and debates. It would also raise questions about ownership. Who has the right to Cleopatra's legacy? Egypt, where she ruled; Greece, where her ancestors hailed; or the world, which has claimed her story for centuries? The search for the tomb is a race against time. Egypt's environment is harsh sandstorms bury sites, salt water erodes artifacts, and urban expansion threatens ancient ruins. Climate change is raising sea levels, further endangering Alexandria's underwater relics. Yet technology offers hope. Drones equipped with thermal imaging can detect hidden structures. AI algorithms analyze ancient texts for overlooked clues. 3D printing recreates artifacts for study, preserving them for future generations. These tools bring us closer than ever to solving the mystery. But the tomb remains elusive, a challenge to our ingenuity and persistence. Let's consider the broader context of Cleopatra's world. She ruled during a pivotal moment, when the Hellenistic age gave way to Roman dominance. Egypt was a breadbasket, its grain feeding Rome's armies. Cleopatra's alliances with Caesar and Antony weren't just personal, they were strategic, aimed at preserving Egypt's independence. Her tomb could reveal how she balanced these roles: queen, mother, diplomat, goddess. It could show us her daily life, the foods she ate, the clothes she wore, the rituals she performed. It could also illuminate her children's fates. Caesarion was killed, but Cleopatra Selene survived, ruling Mauritania with her husband. Did Cleopatra leave messages for her children, hidden in her tomb? The religious significance of her burial is another layer. As Isis, Cleopatra saw herself as divine, a bridge between gods and mortals. Her tomb might reflect this, with symbols of Isis and Osiris, or rituals tied to the afterlife. Egyptian tombs often included spells from the Book of the Dead, guiding the soul to eternity. Did Cleopatra, a Greek by birth, adopt these traditions? Or did she blend Greek and Egyptian beliefs, creating a unique burial? The tomb could answer these questions, revealing how she navigated her dual identity. The search also highlights the challenges of archaeology in Egypt. Taposiris Magna's tunnels are unstable, prone to collapse. Alexandria's harbor is a maze of silt and debris. Permits to excavate are hard-won, with Egypt's government closely guarding its heritage. Yet the potential rewards drive the effort. Tutankhamun's tomb, discovered in 1922, transformed our understanding of ancient Egypt. Cleopatra's could do the same, offering a glimpse into the Ptolemaic dynasty's final days. It could also boost Egypt's economy, drawing tourists to a new wonder. But it would raise ethical questions. Should the tomb be opened or left undisturbed? Should its treasures stay in Egypt or tour the world? Let's dream bigger. Imagine the tomb isn't just a burial but a time capsule designed by Cleopatra to tell her story. Perhaps she hid it to defy Octavian, ensuring her legacy would endure. Perhaps she left clues, scattered in texts or temples, for future generations to find. The tomb could hold not just her body, but her vision, a record of her dreams for Egypt, her children, her empire. It could challenge Rome's narrative, which painted her as a seductress who led Antony astray. It could show us a woman who fought for her people, her family, her place in history. The search for Cleopatra's tomb is a story of persistence. Kathleen Martinez, once a lawyer, became an archaeologist to pursue this dream, defying skeptics who dismissed her theory. Frank Gaudio's team braves treacherous waters, year after year, to map Alexandria's ruins. Local Egyptians share stories of hidden tombs, passed down through generations. Each effort builds on the last, bringing us closer to the truth. Yet Cleopatra remains elusive, a queen who mastered the art of mystery in life and death. This quest is about more than a tomb. It's about reclaiming a woman's story from the shadows of history. Cleopatra was no mere footnote. She was a force, a ruler who shaped the ancient world. Her tomb could reveal her final act, her last defiance, her ultimate truth. Was she a romantic, dying for love, a strategist, orchestrating her legacy, or something greater, a queen who knew her story would echo through time, inspiring us to keep searching? So, what do you think? Is Cleopatra's tomb hidden in top Osiris Magnus tunnels, waiting to be unearthed, submerged in Alexandria's harbor, preserved by the sea, or lost forever, a secret she took to her grave? The clues are out there, scattered in sand, sea, and stone. The challenge is ours to find the tomb, to tell her story, to uncover the truth about the last pharaoh. Join the hunt, because Cleopatra's secrets are still waiting to be found.